Hi, my preschool friends. How is everyone this morning? I hope you're doing well. We have some new songs today. Let's jump right in with our hello song. And remember, you're going to think of something to play, some pretend instrument, something you're going to use your imagination to think of an instrument to play. 2 different ones if you want to. Okay? Ready? Hello, hello, how are you today? Hello, hello, it's time to sing and play. Hello, hello, how are you today? Hello, hello, it's time to sing and play. Okay. We're going to jump right into our first song. It's a really old song, but it might be new to you. It's about a bucket that has a hole in it. And it's a conversation between Henry and Liza. Henry has to go get water in the bucket, but there's a hole. So he tells Liza, "There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza." And Liza says, "Well, fix it." And it goes on from there. Okay. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, a hole. Well, then fix it, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. Then fix it, dear Henry, dear Henry, fix it. With what shall I fix it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I fix it, dear Liza? With what? With a straw, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. With straw, dear Henry, dear Henry, with straw. The straw is too long, dear Liza, dear Liza. The straw is too long, dear Liza, too long. Well, then cut it, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. Then cut it, dear Henry, dear Henry, cut it. With what shall I cut it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I cut it, dear Liza? With what? With a knife, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. With a knife, dear Henry, dear Henry, a knife. The knife is too dull, dear Liza, dear Liza. The knife is too dull, dear Liza, too dull. Then sharpen it, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. Then sharpen it, dear Henry, dear Henry, sharpen it. With what shall I sharpen it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I sharpen it, dear Liza? With what? With a stone, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. With a stone, dear Henry, dear Henry, a stone. The stone is dry, dear Liza, dear Liza. The stone is too dry, dear Liza, the stone. Then wet it, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. Then wet it, dear Henry, dear Henry, wet it. With what shall I wet it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I wet it, dear Liza? With what? With the water, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. With the water, dear Henry, dear Henry, water. Well, with what do I get it? I get it, I get it. With what do I get it, dear Liza? With what? With a bucket, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. With a bucket, dear Henry, dear Henry, a bucket. But there's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, a hole. See how that went full circle all the way around? Ended up with the same problem. Okay, we'll sing that again because it's kind of fun. All right, now we're going to do a song I'm pretty sure you know. It is Down by the Bay, where the watermelons grow. Back to my home I dare not go. All right, are you ready? Down by the bay, and then you can repeat. Down by the bay where the watermelons grow, where the watermelons grow. Back to my home, back to my home. I dare not go, I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say, my mother will say. Did you ever see a whale with a polka dot tail? Down by the bay, down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelon grows, where the watermelon grows. Back to my home, back to my home. I dare not go, I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say, my mother will say. Did you ever see a fly wearing a tie? Down by the bay, down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, where the watermelon grows. Back to my home, back to my home. I dare not go, I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say, my mother will say. Did you ever see a bear combing his hair? Down by the bay, down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelon grows, where the watermelon grows. Back to my home, back to my home. I dare not go, I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say, my mother will say. Did you ever see some llamas eating their pajamas? Down by the bay, down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelon grows, where the watermelon grows. Back to my home, back to my home. I dare not go, I dare not go. For if I do, my mother will say, my mother will say. Did you ever have a time when you couldn't think of a rhyme? Down by the bay. You can try to think of some other things that rhyme and keep singing the song. Okay. All right, my friends, I think we are going to say goodbye with our 2 goodbye songs. The alligator song. Hey, if you come up with some more things that can say goodbye in the alligator song, we worked on that a little while in the blue room and in the rainbow room. If you guys can come up with something, email me or send me a little video. Okay? I'd love to see you guys. All right, ready? See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. Take care, polar bear. Bye-bye, butterfly. See you soon, raccoon. Blow a kiss, starfish. Toodaloo, kangaroo. I sure love you, and you, and you, and you, and you. All right, let's sing our, I forgot the name of the song. Zippity-doo-dah. How can you forget that name? All right. Okay. Alrighty. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. I'm going to start over. All right, ready? Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine heading my way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Mr. Bluebird's on my shoulder. It's the truth, it's actual. Everything is satisfied. factual, zippity-doo, da, zippity-yay. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day. Okay, bye. Have a great day. I love you and I miss you. Bye.